So is there a potential crime here? Did the adult children really just want her to get away from it at all? Three attorneys here to discuss and debate that. Ann-Margaret Carrozza, an estate specialist. Thank you for coming. What do you think about the challenge? Do they even have standing to challenge this?
They don't have standing. They're time barred. California would require an objectant to file a proceeding within 120 days. That has clearly come and gone. I think the number one reason that people talk about the validity of a will, even in the absence of a bona fide challenge, is the hope of a settlement. And these documents actually give the trustees broad discretion to settle any claim or litigation against the estate.
You think they're looking for a settlement?
Without a doubt.
Katherine Jackson is still married to Joe Jackson. Yeah. Now, I don't know what Katherine Jackson's will is like, but this is, as Bob Massey reminds us, an 82-year-old woman. Who would be her beneficiaries? She is now enormously wealthy and getting wealthier by the hour. Who would her beneficiaries be?
Well, she doesn't have a say in that because the trust puts her 40% of the entire estate in a trust for her lifetime. So upon her death, or if she had predeceased Michael Jackson, that 40% goes into the children's trust.
So the children get it regardless of what Katherine seeks to do now?
Absolutely.
So then the only thing the older siblings could have been maneuvering to get is mom giving them money or the settlement you suggested earlier?
Mom giving them money, the settlement, or if Katherine Jackson has a conservator or a guardian appointed for her, they would be given a salary, a commission under California law.
Tonight, ET uncovers love contracts. What goes around sure does come back around, especially in marriage. It's been claimed that if Justin cheats on wife Jessica Biel, it's going to come back to bite him financially.
It's reported that she would receive $500,000 per episode of infidelity on the part of Justin Timberlake.
Clauses like that are all part of a love contract, and they are a specialty for New York attorney Ann-Margaret Carrozza.
Increasingly, we were seeing celebrities with lifestyle clauses. What would happen in the event of infidelity or substance abuse issues, and that started to go mainstream.
One couple who may already have such a contract, new parents Kim and Kanye.
If you're going to have this baby with Kanye, do you think that you would get married again?
I do think I would get married again.
But wedding or no wedding, Ann says Kanye better prepare himself legally as he inches closer to the Kardashian reality empire.
If I were advising Kanye, which I'm not, I would strongly suggest that he have a non-disclosure or confidentiality clause within their love contract to shield himself.
Tonight's record Powerball jackpot now at $550 million. So when you win, what should you do first? Ann-Margaret Carrozza is an estate planning attorney with advice on that. Our first question, though, is do I take the smaller amount up front or do I let them pay me the full sum over the rest of my life?
Take the lump sum up front.
Okay, and then you have 3 steps for avoiding the lottery curse. Let's hear them.
Safeguard the ticket, sign the back of it, put it in a safe, hire some professionals to teach you how to plan for your newfound wealth, and create a trust so that you have a buffer when your cousin Harry has a great investment idea. You can put them off to the professional.
And more generally also, you told us you got to develop money management skills, you got to hire that expert advice you're talking about, and you pay off all debts. I mean, my gosh, you're not going to have to worry about anything on debts ever again, will you? What if I'm going in an office pool? What should you do ahead of time?
If you're going in an office pool, make sure that the rules are crystal clear. Never spot someone, because then they can claim that you agreed to spot them and sue you.
Exactly. What else you got for us?
Very, very important. Put the money in a trust, because we all know that the win is subject to income taxes, but it's also subject to 55% estate taxes.
If I die.
As of when we die as of January 1st, 2013. So it's very important. We have 4 more weeks left for 2012 where we can take $5 million and gift it into a trust and thereby get it outside of our gross taxable estate.
So I don't have to worry about another $545 million that I won in that lot. All right, thanks for being with us very
Absolutely.
much. Ann-Margaret Carrozza, good day to you.
There are some warnings if you are going to join an office pool. Ann-Margaret Carrozza joins us now. Please explain to my friends here why this is such a sketchy notion.
Well, thousands of people are engaging in office pools, and there's so much excitement going on, but it's critically important that we put a few ground rules in writing, or as you said, people are going to be at each other's throats. You appoint someone who's going to be the lottery captain or manager, and the identity of this person can change as we go along. They have a lot of responsibility. They collect the money. They keep a sheet of collections and they check it off. They buy the tickets. They ensure that everyone signs the back of the ticket and then photocopies it and distributes it to everyone.
So put it in writing, appoint a lottery captain, contribute equal amounts. That's important too, because some people put in a 10, some people put in 2.
It is, and you can't be loose with this because it leads to expectations that are going to go unfulfilled. I think they should be able to buy an individual ticket, but we as a group should sign what is supposed to be the group ticket.
Walk us through some of the other don'ts, things not to do when you're a lottery
Don't
pool.
leave it open-ended. I'm not going to pass you in the hallway and say, oh, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket this afternoon, and you say, okay, I'm going to give you some money. I should send out an email. I mean, realistically, no one's going to have the time or wherewithal to do a full-blown contract. That's silliness. But I can send out an email to everyone saying, I'm going to the deli at 3 p.m. Anyone who's interested, please get me $5 before then. If you didn't, I assume you're not in it. And that's a paper trail. We all know that emails hang around forever. Well, what happens in the litigation, if there is a winner and it's an office pool, you can be sure that people are going to say, I thought I was in. I thought that you were going to cover me. That's our usual deal. That's why it's so important to have rules and never deviate from the rules. You want to, with any legal protection, anticipate the slings and arrows down the road. And I want to be able to say in court, no one said that they were going to cover you, because we don't do that for anyone.
And there are very real lawsuits about this.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a hope that they're going to settle. So if you guys won the office pool, I might bring a nuisance lawsuit because you're eager to get your hands on the winnings. You don't want to be in court with me for a year, even though you're going to win.
Lump sum or take the payments?
Lump sum.
What do you like?
Lump sum.
Lump sum.
Absolutely.
Lump sum.
All right.
The news is now. And your own personal financial crisis could destroy your love life. Apparently, Cupid wants to know your credit score. And for some lovelorn people, if your credit stinks, well, you could spend life alone. I talk with attorney Ann-Margaret Carrozza about what it really needs, why it really matters about what type of credit the love of your life has. Take a listen.
I think traditionally a credit score would have been a silly thing to even think about in terms of dating. But now, because the credit score really impacts so much in our day-to-day lives, it's as relevant an inquiry as our prospective partner's health history or criminal background. Financial issues are one of the leading causes of divorces and breakups. So it really makes sense to bring this topic up at some point, because in the context of marriage, you are marrying the debt. So if I'm dating someone with a poor credit score, what's going to be very important is, what are they trying to do about it? Are they taking it seriously? Are they trying very hard to live within their means? Or are they driving a super expensive car and wearing beautiful clothes and going out to dinner every night?
Good love equals good credit, or vice versa.
Oh, man.
All right, help me.
Their fortune is estimated at around $200 million. And according to reports, there is no prenup.
If I were advising Chris, which I'm not, I would urge her to settle this quickly and quietly. Getting Bruce to sign a non-disclosure agreement should be worth way more to Chris than fighting it out for an extra $1 million or $2 million.
And if those dating rumors are true, we suggest this.
A love contract is a legal document, sort of like a prenuptial agreement.
Protecting partners with binding love contracts is the business of New York attorney Ann-Margaret Carrozza.
It can also include a list of deal breakers.
Cheating, a huge and very expensive deal breaker. One mystery Hollywood Mr. and Mrs. has a clause
where if he cheats, she gets $5 million.
It doesn't seem very romantic to me, this love contract.
Well, look at Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. She wanted, within their contract, to have one date night per week.
For her third trip down the aisle, E.T., Brides Magazine editor-in-chief Kia Minor, and New York attorney Ann-Margaret Carrozza revealed the 3 mistakes Kim should avoid. 1. Get a prenup now. Kim's worth a reported $40 million. Kanye is worth $100 million.
We want prenup. We want prenup. Yeah.
I would urge both parties to have a non-disclosure requirement within the prenup where they're not allowed to speak negatively about each other in public following a breakup. They may also consider an infidelity clause.
Number 2, no TV wedding.
I think it's going to be awfully difficult for them to resist the temptation because that could mean millions and millions of dollars.
Number 3, what not to wear.